Well, today I'm finally going to get those trees in the ground. Well, good afternoon. It is the first beautiful day that we've had in a couple weeks. So today I am going to take advantage of this nice weather and start planting some of those trees that we cut. We took some of the branches from these bigger trees from around the valley that we're in. So we've been soaking the trees for a little while just in water, and you know, there's not a lot of growth, but you can see some of those little white root buds coming out. So they are actively trying to root out. Here's some bigger ones. Seems like the smaller ones here are doing a better job of it than the larger ones, but I've noticed that even the larger ones, they're just little sections that are starting to kind of swell. So that's really encouraging to me. So we've got some actual life happening, some growth. So I'm going to see what I can do today, see how many trees we can plant. Alright, so I've chosen a spot in front of the house, over by the barns. The property has started to dry out, but there's still a lot of moisture in the ground. I mean, really a lot. And the water table is still quite high. So I think now is the right time to do it, because I don't really want to shock these little trees that are so used to being in water by waiting too long and putting them in dry ground and then having to drag the hose out to hundreds of them. I've got a lot of trees to plant. But I don't want to risk letting them dry out in these crucial first few weeks when the roots are just itching to go, and there's going to be a lot of growth when we first put them in the ground. And as the ground dries out a little bit in the next little while, I think that'll really have a tendency to spur the growth. The best way that I've found, basically just from research and from a little bit of experience, ideally you want to get them in wet sand. Well, that's what we happen to have around here. We have a lot of wet sand. The whole area is just wet sand. So I think they're going to take off really well, especially these willows. We've had really, really good luck with the willows on this property, and I'm really excited to get a lot of trees in 1 year. All right, here's my bucket of golden willows and a couple little apple starts. All right, so here's what I've found. This is a spot where I planted a tree before and it didn't do well. In fact, it died. But I'll show you continually that at this stage of the year, when the ground is so soft and wet, I found that it's been really easy just to stick the shovel in the ground and pry it forward just to make a little kind of wedge-shaped hole. Then I just stick the stick down in there and close it up. It's actually really fast. All right, there's one tree planted. Amazing that it's that fast. All right, I'm just gonna go along this front area here where I wouldn't mind having a tree. I'm just gonna see how quickly I can get in maybe 10 or so trees just in this one little area. of cake. Wow, this is going really fast. 5, 6, 7 so far. One reason I am planting willows is because there is so much water on our property, even in the driest months. We have a lot of really high water, close to the surface, groundwater, and willows just love water. They really just like swampy areas even. They do just fine in that. And willows are the only thing I've really been able to grow on this property with like very little effort on my part. The other reason, goats, sheep, cows, even if we were to get rabbits and smaller creatures, they really do well on willow branches in the months where hay is not so plentiful. So there is a possibility of actually feeding our animals to a large degree using just willow branches. All right, my count may be a little bit off, but I think in the last hour I've planted 24 or 25 of those willows in this little area here. That's a lot of trees. I wasn't expecting to plant that many all in that one spot, but as I was going along and taking willow after willow out and realizing that they're going to do great, I realized we've got plenty. We've actually got probably several hundred more trees. In the past, we've had a little bit of trouble watering the trees that we plant all over the property because we just love trees and we plant too many every year. But we found that last year, when we concentrate them in just one area, it's really easy to take care of them. So I'm hoping that if I just stick to this one area and maybe another area over there that we started planting last year, that maybe we'll have better luck than we did in the years before that. So, still got a couple hours of daylight. Just enough time to fix Everett's bike and play a game of baseball with the boys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.